exactly the right place for you to be in. And just allow your eyes to close. And allow your awareness, your power of attention and intention to draw inward. There's so much happening around you that so easily grabs at our organs of sensation and perception. But just take them under your control for a moment. We're not balls in a pinball machine that just bounce against the walls of the machine. Allow yourself to pull the awareness, pull the attention, and pull the focus inward. And as you draw it in, you can allow the breath to be a magnet, an anchor for the awareness. So allow that awareness to just anchor itself in your breath. Don't try to change the breath. Don't judge it. Don't analyze it. Just allow the awareness to fully merge into the breath. And if the mind wanders, if you get distracted, don't worry. Just gently and lovingly bring the awareness back to your breath. As you notice that beautiful flow of sacred energy, sacred prana, that life force into us and back to the universe. Just allow yourself to notice that flow of life force in you and through you. And as you exhale, allow yourself to let go. We were speaking in the Ganga Arati about roles and drama. Just allow all of those roles, all of those parts that you play, as you exhale, allow yourself to sink freer from the roles, from the identifications, from the attachments and expectations. from your history, from your personality. Allow yourself to just exhale and let all of this go. Give it back to the universe. And allow yourself to just sink deeper and deeper into that core of the self. Again, if you get distracted or the mind wanders, don't worry. Just lovingly bring the awareness back to the breath and back to the very deliberate experience of consciously letting go of all of that that defines us. All of that that keeps us stuck and holds us back. Just let it go as you exhale. And allow yourself to sink deeper and deeper into that spaciousness. That infinitely expansive spaciousness within the self. Slowly and gently, bring the palms of your hands together at chest level in Namaste. And just gently rub the palms of your hands against each other. Press the palms of your hands into your closed eyes. Slowly lower the hands and open the eyes. Welcome. Wonderful to be back after just a day absence, but felt like a very long time. So happy to be back here, back at home, and back in satsang with all of you. So as always, we start with a question that's come in advance from our family joining us from all over the world through this gift of technology. And then we'll open it up to any questions that any of you may have. And there's 2 microphones. Oh, you have a question right away? You know what? As part of my rule that youth always go first, you get to go even before I ask one of the questions that came in advance. Because you were so fast and so eager that there's just no response other than yes and now. Great.
Hello. Attending your satsang was a very good choice of my life. I have learned many things from you, but I need to ask you a question. Like, I don't know for everyone, but I have a thing that whenever I lose a game, both offline or online, I lose my patience and be angry. So I wanted to ask the tips how to make it peaceful.
Beautiful. What is your name?
Soham Soni.
Beautiful. You want to come here? Good. Come. ये cordless mic देना उसका. So, you are not alone.
Yeah.
This is true for everyone I know who plays games.
Yeah.
And even people who don't play but just watch games.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes you see people watching a football game or watching a cricket game, watching a soccer game, and you think it's like some life or death situation, right? The way they scream and they yell and so you're not alone. But it's a very beautiful and very important question that you asked, because when you play a game, naturally you want to win, right?
Yeah.
And that's great. You should. Whatever you do, you should want to win. But what you should realize is there is something higher and more important than winning. You know what that is?
Yeah.
What is it? You've got the microphone. There you go. Then everybody else can hear you too. What's more important than winning?
It's important that we train ourselves, but not to win only the game, but just to relax and wait for the next game for us to win.
And what if you never won another game? Then what?
We have to train harder and harder to win.
So let me ask you something. Is there anything in the world that to you is better than winning a game? If you had a choice, over here you could win a game, and over here you could have something else. Is there anything else that would be over here that would make you say, that's more important than winning a game?
To make my family proud.
Wow. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, without even asking his family, what I know is the things that would make any family proud, any family, is that you live in happiness, that you live in peace, that you live in compassion, and that you live in love and helping others. And sometimes we don't win a game because we weren't trained well, or we weren't paying attention, or somebody else was better or faster or stronger. But if we lose our peace, and we lose our happiness, and we lose our compassion and our love for others, when we lose a game, then we've lost something much more important. Because you're right, there will always be more games.
Yeah.
But even if you never won another game, ultimately, the happiness that you get in winning a game, that's really what you're looking for. It's not the score, it's not the points, it's wo jo aanand aate hain na, that you feel really happy when you won. Right?
Yeah.
Right? If every time you won a game you felt miserable, you wouldn't want to win anymore, would you?
Yeah. It's
Right? If every time you won a game somebody came and picked a bunch of hairs out of your head, or they hit you, you wouldn't want to win anymore. Because then winning would not be fun. You would know, oh my God, if I win, I'm going to get hit. If I win, my hair is going to be picked out. So you would not want to anymore. You want to win because winning makes you happy. Meaning the bottom line is not the game. The bottom line is happiness. You want to win because winning makes you feel good about yourself. Like you've done something nice. That's the bottom line. And so it's actually, yes, you need to train your body or to play the game and win. But more than that, you need to train your mind to say, okay, games are fun. I can play games. Sometimes I'll win, sometimes I'll lose. But that happiness that I'm looking for, that comes not in winning. That comes when I know that I have lived in the very best way that I am capable of. I'll tell you a story. There's something called the Special Olympics. Do you know what Special Olympics means?
Yeah.
What is it?
The people who are disabled
have
to play that.
Exactly. So it's not that they have to play, it's that it's an Olympics for the people who are differently abled. Exactly. So one time in the Special Olympics, there was a race, 100-yard dash, 100-meter dash. And they started running. And one of the children fell and hurt his leg. Now, all of the other children noticed, and they turned around, and they stopped, and they went back to the child who had hurt his leg, and they picked him up, and all 4 or 5 or 6 of them, or however many were running together, they carried this one because he couldn't walk. So, they had to carry him under his arms like this. And they carried him the whole length of the 100 meters, which is not easy if you fell and you injured your leg. And they all crossed the finish line together. Now, here's what's interesting. In the not Special Olympics, what you would call the normal Olympics, nobody would do that. Have you ever seen one runner stop to help another runner? One bicyclist stop and help another bicyclist? In the Olympics, they don't, because they know I've got to win. Let the doctor or the medical team take care of the guy who fell. I've got to win. But interestingly, those who we consider handicapped, or in more politically correct terms, differently abled. But the point is those who we see as those who are not with full capacity. They're not having all of their abilities, or what we would consider abilities. They actually are the ones with the compassion and who understand it is more important to go together through the finish line than to leave one person behind hurting. That's winning. Every one of those kids won the game that day. And so what you want to train your mind and your heart for in life is, how can I play games, but also how can I play life in a way that, yes, I want to win, I want to do very well, I want to succeed, I want to be number one, but where you don't trade any of that for your happiness, for your peace, for your compassion, and for your love. And you always choose those things first. And that means also for yourself. So if you're playing a game and maybe you didn't play so well, then the mind says, you're bad at this, you're awful, right? Does your mind say something like that sometimes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it's awful. Our minds should not talk to us like that, but they do. All of our minds do. You're stupid, you're ugly, you're lazy, you can't do this. What you're doing is you're hurting yourself. And you're telling yourself things that are not true. So train your body, yes, to play and to win. But more importantly, train your mind and your heart to know that more important than winning is love, compassion,
And
peace, and ultimately happiness. There you go. Lots of people win games. And then they have to go out and drink a lot of alcohol and take a lot of drugs to stay happy because they're not happy. Right? Otherwise, why, when people win these big games, would they all go out and get drunk? Right? If winning made them so happy, why do they have to go to a bar? Because it doesn't actually bring them that much happiness. They won. They're number one. But now they're still so not happy that they have to go for some drinks or some drugs or some other place that you're too young to know about in order to stay happy. And those places don't even give happiness. So find that real happiness within, which comes from when you play very well and when you help others. Okay?
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, so we'll give someone else a chance then. Yes. There's a mic just behind you.
I am so thankful to be here and listening to you right now. I feel so lucky.
Can you speak just a little bit louder?
Yeah, I was saying I'm so thankful. Is it audible now?
Yes, it is now. Thank you.
Yeah. So I have one question in my mind. It's about OTT, the Netflix and all those things,
Okay.
they just take our time and we don't even realize how they are filling, the days and what we could do more better.
Yes.
We know that, but still we are addicted to watch this series and waste our time.
So what to do?
Yeah.
Great. So technology is just a tool. It's just a tool, whether it's our mobile phones, whether it's TV, whether it's Netflix, whatever it may be, it is just a tool. We need to use it to our benefit. Think about fire. Fire is a tool. It can cook your dinner, or it can burn down your house. The problem is not fire. The problem is how we use it. If you light a fire and you stick your arm in it and your arm gets burned, well, it's not the fire's fault. You're the one who put your arm in the fire. You're the one who made the decision, consciously, unconsciously, I'm going to stand here and hold my arm in the fire. In the same way, Netflix, Amazon Prime, our TVs, our YouTube, whatever it is, it's just there, it exists. We can use it for things that benefit us, to learn, to see so much about the world, to learn about life in outer space, life under the ocean, life around planet Earth, to learn so much. To see other cultures, other people, to see art, to see beauty, to see creativity. There's nothing wrong with watching something that has been created. A movie, a film, a TV show, a documentary, whatever it may be. The problem comes when we literally throw not just our arm, but our time and our minds and our hearts and our lives into that fire. And then we say, oh, that fire. Well, it's up to us. And this is where we need to really use our power of attention, power of intention. All of these programs have one goal and one goal in mind only. Money. The longer you stare at the screen, the more money they make. all of the advertisers are paying them based on how long you stare at their screen. And so whether it's YouTube showing you video after video after video that's just going to get you more and more upset, more and more polarized, more and more shocked, more and more outraged, because they know the more worked up you are, the longer you're going to stare at the screen. Whether it's Netflix showing you this and then that, and in the middle of it an advertisement for this, it's the same thing. All they want is that you should stare at the screen. But the truth is, advertising has been going on hundreds and hundreds of years. Whether people were advertising alcohol or tobacco or other products that we knew were bad for us. Just because there's an advertisement doesn't mean you need to go out and buy cigarettes and start smoking. That's what we have our intelligence for, to say, I understand the tobacco company wants me to smoke, so my money goes in their pocket. But I'm not a slave, I'm not a puppet. And just because Netflix is here, just because I saw a preview of coming attractions and it was so easy to click, I'm not a puppet. Take back your autonomy. We're being turned into slaves of algorithms. Somebody somewhere is sitting and writing a mathematical equation about what they need to show you based on everything they know about you to get you to go onto this page or this app or to stare at this screen. But we don't have to be slaves to that. Just because somebody's got an algorithm, well, we're not mathematical equations. We're people with free will, with intelligence, with integrity, with vision, with direction. What's happened is we have gotten very used to turning over our attention to whatever our device wants to do. And that's the habit. You're not actually addicted to Netflix, fortunately. What you have is a habit of turning over your attention to whatever the device wants to do with it. We just turn it on, and then we let it run the show. And like any habit, you just need to break it. We've gotten to a point where we are so dulled and numbed. You know, do you know that you burn fewer calories watching TV than you do sleeping? Think about that for a minute. In both cases, the body is not moving. So what's the only thing that's burning calories? Your brain. Right? Both cases, the body is still, whether I'm sleeping or I'm, lying on a couch watching a movie. In all cases, my heart is beating, my lungs are breathing, my digestive system is happening. Those are across the board. The only difference is the activity in the brain. Your brain is more active while you sleep than while you watch TV. Hence the fact that you're burning more calories. Which means that watching something literally makes you more asleep than even being asleep. We've handed over all of our attention, voluntarily, consciously, willingly. Just stop. Just stop. Like with any habit, just stop. Do something else. Cancel your subscription. If you don't pay, they won't give it to you. Just cancel it. Remove the apps. Remove them from your phone. Remove them from your TV. Just remove them. Cancel all your subscriptions. There are ways. But then you've got to figure out what you're going to do instead. Because if you're lying around the house going, oh my God, I'm so bored, you're going to do what you're habituated to do, which is you're going to turn it on and there you are. Find a beautiful hobby. Find a creative outlet. Find some seva to do. Find something that's meaningful. Something that actually fills you on a level that is much deeper than zoning out in front of a device. Make a weekly time to be with friends. Do something that is deep and fulfilling and rich and engaging. And just stop. Literally. Create a situation for yourself where you put a jar by your bed, and every time you watch Netflix, you've got to put 1,000 rupees in the jar. Right? And then at the end of the day, you have to give that jar full of money to somebody you don't like. So it's not like you get to use it at the end of the day to buy something for yourself. At the end of the day, every month, all the money in that jar goes to somebody you don't like. It's a great way to overcome habits, whatever the habit may be. Every time you do it. And if you're somebody with a lot of money, so 1,000 rupees is nothing, make it 10,000 rupees. It should hurt. It should hurt. Make it hurt. Every time you do it, just put the money in the jar. And I promise you, you're going to overcome it very quickly. But just think about, what would I be doing if I weren't zoning out mindlessly? Do you like to paint? Do you make music? Do you listen to music? Do you like to see art? Do you write poetry? Do you like to take walks in the park? Do you play sports? Do you dance? Can you tutor kids? Do you have friends or family members that you don't spend enough time with? Is there a beautiful organization you'd like to do some seva for? Is there a language you want to learn? There's so much to fill up our time. So just find things and do them, and leave Netflix aside. Beautiful. Yes? Just one second. Namaste.
Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity. Actually, I become emotional. I lost my dog 7 months back. But she was very dear to me. I myself and my husband, he's there.
Can you hold the mic
Yeah.
so that we can hear you? Yeah, thank you so much.
We both, she was just like a baby to us. And suddenly, it's 10.5 years she was. And she got sick, she got cancer. And within a month, she left us. We tried our level best. We did everything what we can. But now we are not able to overcome that. Means we are trying, we are reading. My husband, he follows you. We watch you on YouTube. We do everything. But still, that vacuum is there.
Yeah. So, loss of someone we love, a dog or a human, doesn't matter. What matters is that we love. That loss is very painful. What you need to do is allow yourself to feel the grief, no problem. It will be there for a long time, maybe forever. Whenever you talk about the beloved who has passed away, there may be tears in your eyes forever. And that's okay.
But we are sad, no Sadhviji.
So-
we are very sad.
So to deal with the sadness, first of all, you have to allow the sadness. The more you try to push it away, the more it comes back with a vengeance.
Right.
So stop trying to push it away, just allow it to be there. But also ask yourself, what can you do with that love that you feel in your heart? Because you still feel the love, you just no longer have the object to give the love to. Ask yourself, are there other ways we can give love? Not to replace the beloved, not in exchange of that. It's not, oh, we'll forget about this one and we'll love someone or something else. But with this love that you have, that dog was so lucky. You know, so many dogs on the street are just stray, get very little love.
We are trying that also.
And, well, but I don't even necessarily mean stray dogs. I mean, there must be some area in which you can give your love. Maybe to other animals, maybe to children, maybe to old people, in some setting in which that beautiful love that is flowing through your heart has a place to go and to serve. And again, don't think of it as instead of your beloved dog. We're not trying to replace the dog in your heart. What we're saying is you've got all this love. It's like imagine that you had just cooked a beautiful dinner. And the loved one for whom you cooked the dinner passed away. Tragic, awful, horrible. And wouldn't it be beautiful if someone were able to take all of this dinner? Now, you're not going to eat it because you're in the midst of pain of your loss. But someone would have the ability to take this food and give it to those who are homeless and hungry. Not instead of your loved one, but just because we happen to have all of this beautiful food that can nourish them. And in the same way, your love can nourish and help so many who don't have that. And whether it's dogs, whether it's cats, whether it's children, whether it's elderly people in a home, whether it's people in a hospital, whoever it may be, there's so many who can really benefit from that love. And so I would say a two-part solution. Number one, just whenever the sadness is there, let yourself be sad. Don't tell yourself you shouldn't be. Don't try to push it away. But simultaneously take that energy of love, of caring that you've had for this dog for so long, that still is flowing, and find a beautiful place where that energy can be really used. And then, in honor of, in celebration of, in memory of your beloved dog, these others will receive your beautiful love.